What's up, gamers? Ace of all trades here with the game Illuminaughty.com. Today I'm bringing you guys another segment of Retro Gaming with Ace. If you guys are not sure what Retro Gaming with Ace is, I will leave a link in the description box below for you guys to be able to get familiar with the series. Now, I apologize for not being able to upload a video last week due to sickness. I just felt it was best that I just take a break and rest up, especially with E3 coming up next week, and I'm so excited for E3. Cannot wait. Be sure to check out the GameIlluminati.com website to keep up with all E3 content, and you already know we're going to be uploading fire videos with everybody in the squad, so be sure to check that out. Now, this segment of Retro Gaming with Ace, I decided to bring you guys Diddy Kong Racing. Now, Diddy Kong Racing was developed and published by Rare, and it was released back in November 14th, 1997 for the Nintendo 64. Now, Diddy Kong Racing was one of my favorite games to play as a kid. I still remember when I did not want to lose my place in a race against one of the bosses in the game. So what I ended up doing is, it was like finals for us for in the 4th grade, and I was at this part in the race where I had been getting beat over and over. So I decided to keep my game on, go to my class. Once I finished class, I hopped right back on and finished my race because it was just that intense. Now, the reason why I bring you guys Diddy Kong Racing is just because I feel like this is a great game. If you guys didn't have a chance to check it out and play it, just to be able to see what it's about. And I would argue that this game is actually better than Mario Kart 64's in some way. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. You already know that I love Mario Kart. And Mario Kart 64 was a game that ended all friendships. Like, literally, people would fight over this game. It was ridiculous. But the reason why I feel like Diddy Kong Racing was a contender, and definitely when it comes to better kart game, Diddy Kong Racing featured multiple vehicles. So I didn't just drive in a car. If I wanted to change my vehicle, I can go to a hovercraft or I can go into a plane. Now, obviously, different cars, different crafts allow you to do different things. And with that being said, there are many maps on this game where you're actually able to utilize your different kart's ability, and I like that. But I also enjoyed the fact that there was also a story with this game. Yes, there was a adventure mode and story for a racing game, and you don't think that would matter, but it actually just adds to how great the game was, and that's why I feel like it made it so much different than Mario Kart 64. Because can you tell me what the story of Mario Kart 64 is? No, you can't, because there was no story. You race around, you get the championship cups, and you go from there. That's what it was. Where it's different for Diddy Kong Racing. So Diddy Kong Racing featured multiple tracks, multiple worlds, where you will go around and you basically would obviously want to win first place, so you can be able to collect balloons. Now, when you collect these balloons, they give you access to different maps. And of course, if you don't have enough balloons, then you cannot access the future maps. Now, of course, you can just go into arcade mode and racing mode and just play and not play the adventure. And if you wouldn't do that, then it's great. But if you did play the adventure mode, then you actually unlock different characters, and you get to actually develop the story and see like who these characters are from the game. Now, you have multiple characters in this game, but 2 characters that I like to highlight is Diddy Kong from the Donkey Kong series, and another character is Conker. Now, if you guys are familiar with Conker, also another Rare character for back in the day. You know, they feature multiple characters, and it's, like I said, it's fun. I enjoyed it. The game itself was very fun. One thing that I say that made the game so much different than Mario Kart 64 are the power-ups. Now, the balloons you see going around the map are your different power-ups. So your blue is for your turbo, your red, your yellow are for attack and strategy. You know, of course, you can not leave bananas everywhere, but you can leave like spoils of oil, gas in the air, and that's obviously to use against your fellow racers. Now, one thing that I always appreciated with Diddy Kong 64 that they did with their power-ups is if you collected the same power-up in a row, it upgrades. So for instance, if you got the red balloon, you got 1 rocket. Well, if you got 2 balloons, red balloons, without getting another balloon, then you actually get a homing missile. And if you get a third balloon in a row, then you get a third power up, and that's the best power up you can get, and it will turn to 10 rockets. Now if you want to replenish that, you can just get another red balloon. So it was so cool to be able to utilize that and actually put more strategy into your racing. Now one thing that I also enjoyed about Diddy Kong Racing is the maps, the interactive maps and environment, and the fact is, after you go through the adventure mode and you go through like 4 or 5 maps, you have to race a boss. Once you race a boss, they put you what is called a silver coin challenge. Now this is basically more of a high intense mode where you have to get first place and you have to collect these 8 coins. And if you do not collect these 8 coins, then you do not get the next balloon, and it gives you to go to the next map. So you have to go through and you have to collect these 8 coins. Now of course it's not super hard where it's just impossible for you to be able to do, but it's also not just easy. Like you actually have to be good at it, and it's, of course this is meant for kids. So but even though it was meant for kids, like I said, there was just a whole bunch of times where I remember being frustrated because I would get all the coins, but then I get passed up like at the last minute, and I get second place or third place, and then have to redo it again. So that was probably like the most frustrating thing about the game. But other than that, like I said, it actually was really fun. So I hope you guys do enjoy this segment of Retro Gaming with Ace. I really did enjoy bringing this to you guys. And like I said, Diddy Kong Racing was probably one of the better games, the kart games, when it came for the Nintendo 64. And it definitely gave Mario Kart 64 a run for its money. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Ace of All Trades, and stay enlightened, gamers.